Hi, I'm Kumar from CSC519, and today I'm going to demonstrate how you can create virtual machines on two different cloud platforms. First one I'm going to use is AWS, and then I'm going to show you on DigitalOcean. So let's start with AWS. So I'm going to create virtual machine on AWS using Python Boto 3 APIs, but before that you have to create an account on AWS. Now I have already created an account on AWS, and after you log in, this is the web page which we see. So the first thing which you have to do is you have to go to IAM console. So this IAM console is used to create a user. So in order to create a user, you go to users page and you can use this add user option to create a new user. You can add the username and programmatic access and then just follow the basic steps here by following next, and you will be able to create a user. The reason you have to create a user is so that you can get a security access key to create a virtual machine on this AWS. You can also use root user access keys, but that's not a safe way to do. I have already created a user and I have my security access keys. So when you create a user, you will be able to download your security access keys in .csv format. Now, after you have created a user and you have your keys, next thing you have to do is you have to go to EC2 console. Now, in order to create a virtual machine, you need a virtual image. So to do that, you can go to AMI, and there are a lot of images available on AWS. So you can select any public image. I have selected one image from this of micro size, and I have hard-coded that image ID using this AMI ID into my source code so that I can create an instance of that image on AWS. As you can see, there is no instance running right now. I will be able to show you that. Yeah, so there is no instance running right now. And in order to create a new instance, you also need a key pair. So when you go to key pair section, you have to create a new key pair. You can use this console to create a new key pair and then download the private key which can be used to create a virtual machine. But for this also, I'm going to use my script which I have written using Python. I will also be creating a VPC so that I can SSH into this virtual machine from console from my command prompt. And right now I can show you that there is no newly created VPC in VPC console. So when you go to this VPC regions, you will see that there is only one default VPC. So when I create a virtual machine, I will be creating a VPC, and then I will be creating an instance of that virtual image into that security group and into this VPC. So let's go back to EC2 console for a second. Instances. So in order to create this with these virtual machines, I have created three Python scripts. So one is hw1, which will be creating these instances. Another script is key pair, which is going to create that key pair. And then third script is just to list the running instances. So let's start. So one more thing which I want to notify here is that when you get the security access key of your user security access keys, you need to configure AWS. So the access key ID which you get by after creating user, you have to add that access ID here. Then you have to add the security access key. Then you have to add the region which you want to add, and the format if you want to edit that format, output format. That's it. Now I'm also going to show you where I have that access key right now. So so when you create a user, you will be able to download .csv file, which will be in this access keys. This will be the access key file which will be downloaded after create a user. These access key will be used to log into AWS and create a virtual machine. So let's go back to. So now let's first create our key path to create an instance of virtual machine. So for that, I'm going to use my script, this key path script. So this is the private key which you get after creating the keypad. And then what you have to do is just run the file, this script to create a virtual instance. And now it's going to ask you access key, which you can add it. This is the same security access keys which you get after creating the user, which you also use to configure AWS. Now you can add the region where you want to create that virtual instance. Now this Python script has created a VPC ID, internal gateway, and subnet ID. Now you can also use my script called this instances to see the instance which are running right now. So after you create the virtual instance, it does not show up as it does not show up as soon as you create it. So it takes some time. So I have to refresh this page to show you that this instance was created. So as you can see now, this instance is running right now. And now if I run this script, I will be able to see that running instance. As you can see, that instance is running right now. Because it took some time, that's why it did not show up earlier. Now in order to SSH into this machine, I can use this IP address. You can also find the command to SSH is using this. So this is the command which you can use to SSH into this virtual machine. But before doing that, we have to change the permission of that EC2 private key so that it can allow us to do that. Your SSH key should not be publicly visible. That's why you need to change the permission to yourself. In order to do that, I have to go to properties. And then I have to add myself as the only user of this. Now I can use this command to SSH into this machine. Let's copy that command from quick access. So it's asking me to access using Ubuntu. Sometimes the username provided here does not allow you to access, which is also written here. So I can simply use Ubuntu to SSH into this machine. As you can see, I was able to access this virtual machine from my command prompt. Now let me show you how you can create a droplet on DigitalOcean. For that, first you have to create an account on DigitalOcean. Then you can go to API section to get your access token. Now this token you have to set in your machine, in your environment variables to access this account from code. So to do that, you can just use the command setx do token and enter the token here. This will set a environment variable with this token value, and this works in Windows. There is a separate command for Mac or Linux. Now after that, you also need to generate a public and private key pair value so that you can SSH into that VM instance later on. For that, on Windows you have this putty key generator. You just generate a new key from here and then copy paste this content into this security section and add SSH key. Click on this and just add that content here and then give a name, something like that, and add the SSH key. However, in my case, I have written a code which does that for us. So now let me show you how it happens. So this is the code which I have to create an instance and also create SSH key for us. So let me show you how it works. Let me run this. So now it's asking me to enter the public key. So this is the public key which I have to enter here. Let's enter it. Let's enter. Now it has created this public key and added this key into the account of DigitalOcean, and now it has created a droplet for me with this IP address. Let me quickly show you this. So as you can see, there is an SSH key right now. Let me update this page. So as you can see, it added that public key and the same fingerprint which it created here. This is the same fingerprint. Now it also created the droplet for us. So this is a droplet which is created. Let me show you the IP address matches here. 172.128.60.51. This is the same IP address. So this is the droplet created by my code. Now let's try to SSH in this. Now before SSH, you need to understand one thing, that you have to change this private key generated by the putty key generator into .pem file and give access to yourself only, just like we did in AWS. After you do that, you just use ssh-i private key.pem and then just use root at the IP address. And in this way you can SSH into this machine. That's how it works on DigitalOcean. Thank you.